The Editor, directed by Adam Brooks and Matthew Kennedy, starring Paz de la Huerta, Adam Brooks, and Matthew Kennedy. A film editor gets embroiled in a string of murders. If you've been listening to the Desmond's Flicks podcast, then you'd know that this month, the month of January, is Giallo January. And to celebrate that, I'm going to be doing reviews of films that are inspired by Giallo. And the first film I'm covering is The Editor. If you love Giallo films, you gotta check this film out. It's so incredibly well done from a technical aspect. The cinematography is beautiful. The acting is over the top like any other Giallo film. It feels like a combination of Dario Argento's Suspiria and Deep Red, as well as a little bit of Torso and some Tenebrae. It is a love letter to the entire Giallo subgenre, even down to the badly overdubbing, which just adds to the extra charm of this film. You can tell that Astron 6 loves this subgenre, and they're really paying homage to the Giallo films. This film follows an editor at a film studio who gets caught up in these murders that are happening. Different cast members and crew members get murdered by this unknown killer, and we have all of the staples that are in Giallo films, from the killer wearing the leather gloves to the murder mystery aspect. We have a detective, we have our red herrings, and we have the really stylized kill scenes that are paired with incredible music that is very reminiscent of something that Goblin would have made. It's such a fantastic love letter to Giallo. The entire cast is so much fun. You can tell that they're having a blast, and you can tell that they understand the Giallo genre because everyone acts so over the top, but it feels like it makes sense within the universe of this film. It's also a very simple story, but then everything gets really convoluted, just like any other Giallo film. You even have the killer who does this weird type of voice that is, again, reminiscent of Giallo films. If you've seen a lot of Giallo, you're going to really love this film, because everything about this film follows all of the natural story beats of those types of films. It's over the top, it's overacted, it's hilarious, it has some really great gore and practical effects, and it is funny as all hell. There are so many times that I crack up during this film. I've seen this at least 3 to 4 times, and every single time it's a joy to watch. There's not one thing that I don't like about this movie. I absolutely adore this film. The cinematography looks fantastic. You can tell that there was a lot of attention made to making sure that it feels like an authentic Giallo film, the way that the shots are set up. The music, again, is fantastic. There's so many awesome scenes where the music just plays such a central role in telling the story for our characters. And there's this amazing dance scene about midway through the film that has probably one of my favorite musical tracks in this film. It's also fun seeing Udo Kier in this film. He plays this really wacky out there doctor, and you can tell he's just hamming it up. There's lots of nudity, there's lots of blood, there's lots of guts. It's all over the top. If you haven't seen very many Giallo films or haven't seen any, you may be a bit confused as to why characters are acting the way they're acting, why there is so much over the top acting, why certain shots are given so much prominence, like the killer wearing the leather gloves. Things like that may be a little bit confusing because that is a part of the aesthetic of Giallo films. There are also subplots that don't really seem to make any sense to be in the movie. But again, that is a lot of what Giallo's about. A lot of the times, things don't really match up or add up, and the ending, when it comes together, it just leaves you going, what the fuck just happened? So overall, I highly recommend this film. This, for me, is an instant classic. I never get tired of watching this movie. I introduced this to friends of mine that have seen only a couple of Giallo films, and it's just such a fantastic love letter to Giallo cinema, and it's always a joy to watch. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'll see you guys next time.